I was working in a 22nd floor of a building in finance in a city we all want to visit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But as a royal hustler, you would wanna be having an impact in the day-to-day life of people you work with and interact with, and you wanna have an impact in the things that you're doing.
So that 99 FM, your inspiration station. Top of the morning to you, just joining us. It is Sibo and Mo in the morning. Sibo is seated very, very far from me, which I feel so sad. But it's fine. She is replaced by a gentleman by the name of David Akinin. He is our royal hustler for this morning. Now get this. This is a very, very well-accomplished young man. He is a holder of a BA, General Honours and Economics Honours with a Dean's List. He also holds a Master's of Philosophy degree specializing in inclusive innovation. David was the MD and founder of the Namibian Property Group, director of Imanya Capital Group, and founder and director of OpenFin Technologies, amongst many other impressive portfolios. Today, David is the CEO of JABU Logistics, a company based in the capital. Yo, David, good morning.
Good morning. I must say, if you've not been to this office and felt the vibe, there's no point in continuing to listen to this station.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. It's all Sibo. It's really all her. She brings the magic, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for being our royal hustler for this morning.
It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Firstly, a very, very impressive resume there, but let's take it a step back, okay? Tell us a bit about yourself, who you are, where you were born, how your childhood was like, dusty streets, which ones were they?
My streets were full of mangoes.
Okay.
I grew up in Caracas, in Venezuela, in South America.
Okay.
I'm one of 4 brothers. My mom's Moroccan and my dad's Spanish.
Okay.
And we moved to the States when we were young. My brothers and I were actually kidnapped, and we had a tough time. Venezuelan people, is a little plug. We've had a tough time in the last couple of years. About 5 million of us are refugees or have left our country in the last couple of years.
Wow.
Many of them moved to other Latin American countries. I went to the States. I studied in the United States. I worked at Google for a few years and then at Credit Suisse in New York in a bank. But I had a very strong passion to come to my mom's continent, where she grew up and where all my grandparents were from. And I took every one of my vacations traveling. I went to the first place I went to was Nigeria. I went to Angola. I went to Ethiopia. And in 2014, I came to Namibia and I completely fell in love.
Yeah.
Since then, I've been living here.
Yeah. Which part of Namibia did you fall in? Like, what was it about Namibia that you just said, oh my word?
It's a busy region.
I must say, one of my favorite places in Namibia is Divundu. Okay. And it's underrated. But
Sibo, calm down.
You will not believe this. I moved from Manhattan to Grootfontein, to a place called Mwabatere, in Omulunga.
Yo.
And I actually first came to Namibia to build housing. The construction company 2 of my brothers run it today, it's called Atenu Developments. I literally took off my suit, put on some boots, and moved to Grootfontein and started building housing in an extension.
Look, David, I've never been to New York.
Or Grootfontein.
But I don't know, I've been to Grootfontein. And
okay.
Just the contrasts, like it's so... It's almost worlds apart, quite literally, almost even.
I would challenge you to take a step back. I was working in a 22nd floor of a building in finance in a city we all want to visit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But as a royal hustler, you would wanna be having an impact in the day-to-day life of people you work with and interact with, and you wanna have an impact in the things that you're doing.
So that is something that's been influencing a lot of the decisions that you've been making.
100%.
Impact, influence, being very, leaving a mark, as it were.
100%, and more than that, interacting, engaging. A lot of us wake up, go to work. Somebody told me the other day, oh, but I'm a teacher, or I work in accounting. How can I have an impact? How many of you know the name of the lady that cleans your office, right? When you work in a big corporate world. If you work at a big bank in Namibia today, the biggest impact you can have is wake up, come in, put a smile on somebody else's face.
Yeah.
And I think just there you can have an impact. So impact you find in whatever you do, could have been at the bank. I have a passion for what I do today. From the construction company, we moved over to JABU. And I would say at the core of everything we do is being able to create employment and to provide inspiration to the people who engage with us to do work every day.
David, what has kept you motivated all of these years? What really just every other day or every day even, what keeps you motivated?
3 things. Family is number 1 for me. 2 of my brothers actually moved to Namibia, and we're 4 brothers in total, so 3 of us are here.
Yeah.
I think family is really important, and For those of you who are lucky to have one, cherish it, work hard. Like that for me is my number one motivation. The second one is the Namibian people. Every single person, whether you're highly educated or just coming out of a bad turn, has a huge heart in this country.
Yeah.
And whenever I have an idea, a challenge, a mission, we all come together and work as one. And I think when you can find a team in everything you do, you're excited about it. And the third one is that there is this feeling that when there's a will, there's a way.
Right.
Life is full of challenges. When you're an entrepreneur, when you're trying to build something, every time you will find no's. But if you can actually think of it instead of a roadblock and saying, hey, we're not going to be able to accomplish it, but rather see it as a, hey, here's an opportunity to change something or to work on something. I think that's probably one of the most inspiring things I have is just challenges every day, and I see them as opportunities rather than problems.
No, definitely. We're going to take a quick a song, and when we do get back, we're going to pivot a bit, talk about what the work that you're busy with, your career, and all of the world-changing initiatives that you have your hands in.
Amazing.
112 saying peaches and cream. 7:45 is the number. Is the time in studio. We do have a royal hustler this morning, a man that left New York, that left Manhattan to come stay in Grootfontein. Hi. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I'm just saying that it's something that's quite difficult to reconcile in my mind, and I do apologize. He goes by the name of David Akinin. He is busy with a lot of work here in the country. So, David, what's the most fulfilling aspect of your career? I mean, you did mention that you are the founder and CEO of JABU, which is a company that you are busy with right now. But, you know, in addition to that, what really just makes you all giddy when you wake up in terms of your work?
Knowing that there is, today at JABU, 174 people that work with us, that go back home, feed their families, and come back to give their day to the mission of what we're trying to accomplish. And I think if they're all willing to do that, I cannot be more excited than to be part of it.
And understanding that when, in an African context, when you employ anybody, the multiplier effect to that, you're feeding more than just one fam or one person within that particular family. How do you keep on top of your game? You know, how do you stay agile, on the pulse of things? You did mention that JABU is a tech company in itself. You know, how do you stay on top of your game?
Yeah, I think I have to do nothing for it. If everyone else is on top of their game, it's unbelievable. And when you see everyone around you just hustling, I would say everyone at JABU is a royal hustler. It's just a shame they don't fit in this room to be part of this. But you know, we're a tech company. Maybe I can tell you a little bit what we do. You'll understand why we're hustling. We are trying to power the way in which a spaza shop, a tuck shop, a home shop, a Shabin orders and sources and stock their products. You know, when the pandemic started, you would find that the taxis were shut down, people could not all go and move around, people were afraid of paying with cash and traveling around town. And that's when we discovered a huge challenge, which is anyone who owns an informal sector shop, whether it be a cabana stand, a market stand, even a little tuck shop, has to take a taxi or find some combined transport to go to a big wholesaler, buy products at a retail price, and sell them again in their shop for a very expensive price. We're disrupting that. We're trying to disturb the balance by actually supplying directly with trucks, with free delivery, with an app to all of these shop owners at an amazing price so that they can be competitive in today's economy.
You answered that question in 45 seconds, 15 seconds more than what Sibo and I have allowed our SMEs and startups to do, because what we're doing is on our startup segment, we're allowing callers who own SMEs 30 seconds to talk about their business or what differentiates their businesses. And you really just touched, or you hit the nail on the head with that one, because I was going to ask you, what is setting JABU Logistics apart? What differentiates you from every other logistics company? I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. Look, we are out of time, but lastly, before we let you go, what excites you about the land of the brave? What is this? What is something about this country that you just like, wow? Namibia, aside from Divundu and Katima, Sipo is out here.
I think Namibia is known for its diamonds, for its beauty, for its nature, for its animals. But we are on a challenge, on a road to make Namibia known for its technology and for its innovation. And I think our team, combined with many other startups in Namibia, are working really hard against the current, I would say, to make sure that we put in the map Namibia We've recently raised money from international investors, venture capital firms. We're also working very hard to train and bring in talent and create talent locally in software development to put ourselves in the map, and that's what the most excited about. To say that Namibia is a tech house, to say that Namibia is innovating with technology, and that we are digitizing our future.
Wow, brilliant. If there's a young man, a boy child listening to David, or even a girl child for that matter, if any other Namibian listening to you today, what would, closing message, what would you want them to take away from this conversation?
I would say that you have to think about what you want to be when you grow up, and you have to work really hard in telling everyone that you're going to accomplish it. A lot of people try to derail us and tell us that we cannot follow our dreams, or that your dreams are going to be these or those. And I think when you listen to an interview like this, you reach out to people who inspire you, you reach out to the radio host, you reach out to the people you meet on the streets that you like, and you pursue your dreams. You're responsible for your own destiny.
Brilliant. Again, today's Royal Hustler, this week's Royal Hustlers have been on fire. Thank you, David, so much for coming through, for your time. We really appreciate the words and just sharing with us a bit of your life and leaving Manhattan to come to Grootfontein. That was David Akinin, our Royal Hustler for this morning. Stay inspired on 99 FM.
Royal Hustlers was proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.